Hello everybody, happy holidays. I hope you are all doing well. Today I just have a chatty fun video for you guys. This is the products I have purchased from my hashtag 365 days of samples project, because I had a lot of people interested in the products that I did end up purchasing from this challenge, and so I thought this would be a good way to wrap everything up and end everything on a good high note. So I have a few products that I purchased. I actually purchased 12 products, so that's pretty good out of the 371, I believe it was, samples that I finished over the year. And then I have a list of roughly the same amount that is like top on my wish list that I haven't purchased yet, so I thought I'd just kind of quickly mention those because those are things that I'm hoping to purchase the full size of, hopefully in 2017. So anyway, let's just get into it. So these products aren't in any particular order. I just sort of went through all of my old videos and my lists that I had and just compared things and figured out what were the things I had purchased because of trying the samples. So the first thing I have here is the Anastacio brow powder. This is the brow powder duo in medium brown. I wish I had gotten a different shade at this time. I wish I had gone with ash brown instead of medium brown, but this is a really great brow powder. I tried the sample on the sample card and I loved it. I thought it was just such a great product, and I don't actually have a dedicated brow powder right now. This is the only one I have, so I felt justified in purchasing it because I knew I was going to use it eventually. I'm using a couple of like eyeshadows and stuff right now, but I do use this on occasion. You can see the usage on there. I do really think Anastasia is just like the queen when it comes to brow products. The next product I have here is from Biotin. This is the Aqua Source Deep Serum. I really loved this serum a lot. I loved the way that it felt on my skin because I have a hard time with serums because some of them are either really thick and lotiony and they're more like a moisturizer, and some of them are just really thin and very watery and they don't seem to do anything for my face. And this one is a perfect in-between. It's not too watery, but it's not too thick. It's just exactly what I want out of a serum. I haven't had the ability to use it that much. You can see like just a tiny bit of usage here, but you only need a tiny pump when you are using it because a little goes a long way. So I'm stretching this, yes, but I'm also trying to get through some of my other products as well. But this is one that I go to now when I'm having like a bad or rough skin day. I will go for this serum because it just sort of livens up my skin and just makes everything look fresher, and it has such a nice light pleasant scent that this is really just such a joy to use. The next thing I have here is a hair product. This is the Briogeo Blossom and Bloom Ginseng and Biotin Volumizing Spray. So this is actually a repurchase because I tried the sample, I bought the full size, and then I bought the full size again. But in between buying the first full size and this one, they changed something. The packaging is different and the formula feels different. So I don't think I will be repurchasing this after I finish this one because it's not the same anymore, which is disappointing because I really liked it. I felt like it gave my hair just a little bit of volume, especially where I don't blow dry my hair a lot, but it just gave a little bit of volume instead of leaving my hair like really stick straight. So I will be on the hunt for something else after finishing this one, unfortunately. I purchased the full size of the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Ultra Gentle Daily Peels. So what you get in the container looks exactly like the samples do. Basically, when you get the samples from Sephora, they are just this. They are this exactly, but you pay like $100 for this for, I'm not even sure how many it is, 30 treatments. Kind of crazy, especially when you can get them for free. So I was definitely taking advantage of it, and whenever they were available as a free sample, I was getting those and using those. So I haven't used a whole lot of these ones. I've probably only used maybe like 5 or 6 of them. I don't do this often. It's recommended to do it like daily, but I just realized that I was not realistically going to be able to keep that going and spend that much money on this stuff. So I use it about once or twice a week when I really need a skin pick-me-up. I think it would be a lot more effective if I used it more often, but it's the price tag that stops me from using it that much. But I really like it though because it makes my skin feel luminous and it just makes my skin overall feel and look younger. So when I'm having a particularly rough day and I feel like I've aged like 10 years overnight, I will use one of these treatments and I notice the result instantly. This is the newest one that I bought, but that's because it wasn't available for the longest time. This is the Nude Detox Gentle Brightening Fizzy Powder Wash. So this stuff disappeared from the Sephora's website, or at least Sephora Canada, because Sephora is not selling the skincare brand anymore. I don't even know if the skincare brand still exists or not. I was on their Instagram and it's like they hadn't posted anything since like the summertime, so I'm not quite exactly sure what happened there. But anyway, a bunch of you guys saw this in the sale section on the Sephora Canada website, and you guys let me know, and I was so grateful because I immediately had to buy one because I loved this stuff so much. So thank you guys so much for like paying that close attention and then taking the time to notify me. This is one of those things I can't get over sometime, where it's like you guys really are my friends and you are looking out for me, and it's just such a great feeling. So I would not have known this was there if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you so much. I got a little carried away there and I forgot to even talk about what the product itself is. So it's exactly what it says it is. It's a brightening fizzy powder wash. It's a powder product that you put into the palm of your hand, and then you mix it with water and put it on your face, and then you let it sit, and then you wipe it off, and it really brightens my skin and like rejuvenates it, and just, it's a really quick and easy thing. It's a little bit messy because of the powder aspect of it, but it's totally worth it. And so I'm really glad that I have this because I like the way that it brightens up my skin. And it's just a really great thing to have, especially when I'm going for like a more luminous, glowy skin thing. Using this first, my skin looks so good. I purchased the Whren Instant Beauty Eye Shot. This is a full size. It's pretty tiny, but it's a full size. And I really like using this underneath my eye area in the daytime, and just a tiny bit of it, because it really just smooths everything out underneath the eye area. It doesn't do anything to help with brightening, but it just smooths the under eye area, and it just sort of tightens everything, and then I can apply makeup on top of it once it dries, and then everything goes on a lot smoother. So I really do like this stuff a lot, although I have been swapping it out for things that are supposed to improve under eye darkness, because I've had a lot of dark circles recently because not a lot of sleep. So this stuff though, I do really like it, and it does work on top of makeup as well, which if I'm ever having like a really bad under eye kind of day where nothing is going right and everything's kind of creasing, just a little bit of this I can pat on underneath and it seems to fix everything, even just temporarily, which is usually just good enough, because that gives me enough time to either like take everything off and reapply it or just figure something else out. And an honorable mention goes to the face version. This is the Instant Firming Beauty Shot. This is a deluxe size, but it was available as one of those Sephora promos where you put in a promo code, and when I made an order and saw this there, I did use the code to get this one because I tried the foil of it. So I haven't used this one as often, but this will be going into my sample box to use again over 2017. So we'll see if I change my mind on it or if I end up purchasing the real full size. I apologize if I keep like checking the viewfinder. I'm wanting to make sure that I'm not really washed out. I just got a ring light and I'm playing around with settings and trying to figure out what works like better for me here. So let me know what you guys think of the lighting too, by the way. I'm always trying to improve. Anyway, the next thing, the Philosophy Hope in a Jar. Well, I bought the renewed version in this little cute ornament. So it's just a different version of the original Hope in a Jar. It's refreshing and refining. That's exactly what I notice. I notice that it just helps my skin look a little bit better, but nothing beats the original Hope in a Jar. This stuff I always have on hand, and I've had on hand since like 2011 or something. Like I've been using this for like 5-6 years. You can see there's hardly anything left of this. I use it very sparingly. I only use it when I really need it. It's like the break a glass in case of emergency kind of product. This is the stuff that just, when nothing else is fixing my skin issues, that stuff works. Another Anastacio product I purchased the full size of. This is the concealer. This is in the shade 0.5, the lightest shade, because this is me. This is a perfect shade match for me. I wasn't sure when I tried the sample if the lightest shade was going to match me, but then I got to try it in store and I was like, yes, this is going to match me. So this is a very creamy concealer, but I felt myself looking for it in my collection. I have a few like concealers that are pretty thick, and the kinds that are like in palettes, so that I would use a brush for, and then I have the liquid kinds that are in their own separate tubes that you apply with their brushes, and there was nothing sort of in between. I either had like illuminating, brightening liquid concealers, or I had those sort of tougher concealers, and I wanted something that was a bit creamier. So that's when I remembered this one that I tried the sample of, and I went, yes, that is what I need. So I've actually used this quite a bit so far. I will just use this to spot conceal certain spots of my face. It does need to be set though, and when I don't set it, I notice that it like slips away a little bit and it doesn't cover as well. So sometimes like the spots I covered will peek through because I didn't set it, and that's totally my fault. I should really set that stuff more often, but sometimes I forget because it looks so good at first that I don't think about setting it, and it isn't until like an hour or two later when I notice that it's faded a little bit, but it doesn't do that once I set it. I tried using it under my eyes, it did not work. Too heavy underneath my eyes, and I've used it a few times to sort of like try and help brow issues, but it's too creamy for that. I need the thicker, stiffer concealers for that, but I do really enjoy this concealer and I reach for it like almost daily. The Kiehls Micro Blur Skin Perfector, I've used about half of this so far, and this is 30 milliliters. I really like this stuff. It just helps to blur my pores. Sometimes it's a little bit too much, depending on if I'm doing like a full glam face. It's like too much product going on, but sometimes this and then just a light primer or a primer and foundation like mixed together, that kind of combo on top of this really helps blur those imperfections. And I've definitely noticed an improvement in my skin, especially like the pores. My pores are not as large as they were before, at least they don't seem to be, and I really think this has a lot to do with it, because this is supposed to improve skin's quality over time, and now having been using it for so long, I can definitely say that I've noticed a difference in terms of like the size, or at least the appearance of size of pores on my face. So that's been really impressive, and I'm really glad that I got to try the sample of this guy. The Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Oil, of course I had to get this stuff. I could not stop thinking about it. It made my skin look so good. I have only used it a couple times since I got it because I've been trying to finish some of the other oils I have in my collection, but I will use it every now and then when I just want to see my skin look fantastic, because honestly it does make my skin look fantastic. I look up and I have like zero visible pores, even skin tone, and it's such a good product that's almost seems too good, and I'm afraid to overuse it because I'm like, what would happen if I don't get that effect anymore? Is it possible that my skin could become immune to this? So I will just use this on this rare occasion right now, but I have been very impressed with this oil. If you are a fan of face oils, I highly recommend you get a sample of this stuff and try it for yourself and see if it works as well for you as it did for me, because this is like the only oil I really want to put on my face anymore. I also have the Trifecta Advanced Retinol Intensive Night Moisturizer. So this is a night cream basically, and it's got retinol in it, and just like with the Marula oil, this stuff really improves the look of my skin almost overnight. Like really, it's been crazy, and when I pair the two together, it's just like miracle worker. Like I feel like my skin could not look better than it does when I use those two products together. But I do find with this one, if I use it too many nights in a row, it starts to have the opposite effect. Like it starts to make my skin look a little bit duller instead of making it a little bit more vibrant. And I did some research on retinol, and it's supposed to be like one of those things that can sort of happen. You have to like fight through that phase, and what ends up happening is that I stop using it, and then after about a week or so I'll use it again once, and then my skin looks great, so I'll use it the next day, and then, you know, the cycle kind of repeats. But this is a really great night cream and I have no regrets. And the last thing is the Shu Uemura Glow Creator, which is a base and top glow boosting cream. So this stuff is fantastic. Use it as a base, sort of like the Kiehls product, where I put this one on first and then go in with primer and then with foundation, or do a primer foundation mixture on top of this to really like give my skin that crazy luminous glow. It was so like just breathtaking kind of glow that really just makes you look like you're glowing from within. It's not something you put on your skin, which is really impressive. So I was really impressed with the sample, and I found myself missing it before it was even gone. So that's when I knew I had to purchase it, and I've only used it a couple times since because I've been using other products, but I really like this stuff a lot and I can't wait to use it more. Okay, so those were all the products that I purchased the full size of. So there's just a few products that are really high on my list, so I thought that I would just mention them quickly in case you guys are curious. So the Giorgio Armani Liquid Silk Foundation. The reason I haven't purchased that already is because I'm unsure of a shade match. There's no Armani sold anywhere near me, so I really am hesitant to just order it blindly online. I'm not sure if there's a light enough shade for me. I also want to purchased the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. I had a deluxe size from my birthday gift from Sephora, and I used that all up, and I want to buy the full size because I love that cleanser a lot. I just need to finish some of my other ones first. The Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. I said I wasn't going to purchase it because I wasn't sure there was going to be a shade match, and I had so many people commenting being like, no, you don't understand. There is a shade that's light enough. And then I tried it in store and I was like, yes, it matches. So I want to get that as soon as I can justify it, because I really did like the formula of the foundation because it was a very serum-y and just so incredibly lightweight. It was just the color match thing that was holding me back, like the Armani one, so that's high on my list. The Biore Deep Cleansing Charcoal Nose Strips. Not entirely sure why I haven't purchased them yet. I don't know if they still exist because I haven't seen them in a drugstore, but I haven't really been looking either. So I like those because I felt like they really did cleanse, and I don't have like a huge issue with like nose stuff, but every now and then I just need something to remove that gunk, and I felt like the charcoal strips worked the best for me, so I really want to get those. Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I tried a card with some Makeup Forever eyeshadow samples and fell head over heels, and I have a few that I really want, like Morello Cherry, and there's a mustard shade. I've almost bought them so many times. They've been in and out of my cart, but as you guys probably know, I have so many eyeshadows, which is why I haven't bought them yet, but I'm hoping to be able to justify it next year once I hit pan or finish as many eyeshadows as I can. Fingers crossed, because I really want to have those. The Alterna Caviar CC Cream. I had, what, like 4 or 5 samples of that stuff. Never bought the full size. Don't know why. It was one of those other things that kind of was in and out of my cart online at Sephora so many times. I loved that stuff because it really helped make my hair like silky and smooth, and it just like, it felt good and it looked good, and I'm trying to do everything I can to improve my hair, and that was one thing that has just been in the back of my mind that I really think I need to get sooner rather than later. The Replica Beach Walk perfume. I actually found a bunch of little vial samples, so I'm going to use those this summer, and then if I still love it after using those samples, I'm going to buy the full-size perfume because it was just an absolutely beautiful perfume that smelled like a beach walk. It gave me so many like nostalgic feelings, and I just love the way that it mixed with me, so I would definitely buy that one. And the YSL Black Opium perfume, which I've been using recently because I have a deluxe size from Sephora. I traded in points from trying the sample from this challenge because it's just this dark, mysterious, sexy scent that I love, and it smells so good on me, and every time I wear it I get compliments, just like I did with Nirvana Black. But the Black Opium is just somewhat like sexier and mysterious, and it smells like Sephora to me, which always puts me in a good mood. The Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I did have a deluxe size of this after I tried the foil sample of it, and I used that, and I loved it, and I loved the way that it made my skin feel. It was just the perfect primer because it went on so easily, and then foundation just glided on like silk. I'm trying to contain myself now because I'm thinking about the combination of the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer and the Armani Liquid Silk Foundation, and I'm just like, I need that in my life. But anyway, I have so many primers, can't justify it right now. But one of my goals is to get through a lot of my deluxe sizes, and if I can get through a lot of my deluxe sizes this year, I won't have that many full sizes, so I can definitely justify that one. The Burberry Fresh Glow Luminous Fluid Base is sort of in the same vein as the Shu Uemura Glow Creator. They do work perhaps kind of differently though, and the Shu Uemura is thicker and works better as like that base, where the Burberry is thinner and works better mixed together with a foundation. So I really loved it so much. It worked so well mixed with foundations, and it also gave my skin that beautiful luminous, you know, lit from within kind of glow. The Alterna Smoothing Hydra Jelly, also really liked. Also a really great hair product that I felt like really smoothed my hair, and I didn't have a lot of frizz going on. And then the last thing is just a couple of the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks. Not a whole lot of them really stood out as anything very special, but 3 of them did. Pandemonium, a vibrant purple shade, Blackmail, which is like a deep, almost black, and Stark Naked, which I actually have the old Urban Decay lipstick in Stark Naked, but it pulls really orange on me. And the Stark Naked I tried a sample of was just like the perfect pale nude shade. So I think it just even is just a hint cooler, this new version, this new Vice version of Stark Naked, which made me really like it, and it was much more flattering for me. So my plan is to pan the Stark Naked that I have to purchase the Vice stark naked. So that's a lot of stuff to throw at you guys. Products I've purchased, products that are top of my list, and who knows what I'm going to discover in 2017. That's part of the fun, and I highly encourage you guys to try your samples if you are hoarding them like I used to, because you never know what you might find. And if you are interested in trying any of the products that I've talked about, get yourself a sample first. I always recommend the sample thing, because you never know if a product's going to work as well for you as you think it's going to. People have different skin issues, people have different hair issues, people have different skin types and skin tones, and just because it worked so well for me might not work that well for you. So just a little disclaimer there, because I don't want to be enabling people just to buy stuff because I like it. I love to share my opinions and I love to give you guys advice, but I would never just say go buy this, like you need this in your life. Try a sample, and if you fall in love with it, you fall in love with it, and you can, if you can justify it, if it's in your budget, if it fits in with your collection, with your needs, with your wants, go for it, buy it. But I'm not trying to enable you to purchase stuff that you don't need. Just want to put that little disclaimer in there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye.